Dear friends, God's grace is with us today. Amen. How many of you, when you've been traveling with children, have heard this? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I mean, I have transported grandkids constantly between Ames and Marshalltown, and invariably, we're not even to Nevada yet, and it's, are we there yet? Well, when we were driving around with our kids, when they were little, it wasn't, are we there yet? Usually they would say to Mom, are we lost yet? Are we lost yet? Because I had a knack of getting lost easily. I was at the cemetery just outside of Melbourne. Once I'd finished up the service, and there was a gravel road, and it looked to me like that gravel road would go right to Haverhill. And I'd be able to get right on Highway 14 instead of having to go all the way around again. Well, I ended up having a cup of coffee at Casey's in Baxter. But being lost is not just a matter of geography. Being lost can be about how we feel. Lost is a feeling of being cut off. Lost is a feeling of being alone. Lost is a feeling of being afraid, of being judged. Lost is a feeling of not being valued for who we are. Lost isn't just external geography. It is internal geography as well. I was preaching on this gospel in the chapel out at the Iowa Veterans Home. And one of the things I learned early on out there was if you ask a question, you're going to get answers. And so I just said, have any of you ever been lost? And one of the ladies in the chapel said, I'm lost right now. I'm lost right now. I don't know how to get back to my room. Well, the Good Shepherd showed up. And she said, I'm the one who brought you down here. I know how to get you back. We were having breakfast on the yard for the Anson Middle School kids when it was still open over there. And the yard was just full of kids, and I just happened to notice this kid standing, just kind of leaning against the pole down here on the corner all by himself. And I went down and talked to him. His name was Anthony. He had just moved to town. Have any of you ever moved and been in school for the first day as a new kid? That is tough stuff. And Anthony was just leaning there against the pole. But the Good Shepherd showed up. A teacher went and nabbed another kid and pointed out Anthony and sent him over there to talk to him and to say hi. The first time I ever attended a Lutheran church was at Grandview Lutheran in Des Moines. And I went by, Chris was gone, so I went by myself. Do you know how hard it is to show up at a church as a new person? It's tough. Anytime I see somebody new who comes to church, I want to say, good for you for having kind of the strength and the courage to do that, because it's not easy. And I was by myself. I showed up there at this church, and I was sitting there, and I have to tell you, if you're new to a Lutheran church, it's really easy to get lost in worship. And I had no idea when I was supposed to be up or down, what I was supposed to be responding to, none of that stuff. I opened up one of these and started looking through it, and quickly gave up, trying to figure out how to follow this. Well, the Good Shepherd showed up for me. This kindly old lady saw me looking like I was lost, and she came across the aisle and she just slipped in right next to me, and she said, I know this can be kind of confusing. Why don't you let me help you? And so she helped me through the rest of the service. I think being lost isn't just external geography. It is internal geography. Our parish is just one big lost and found department. At one time or another, all of us are lost for a variety of reasons. Perhaps you even feel lost today. Perhaps you do, in some way, feel lost. But here in this place with one another, we are all found. All of us are found. We are found by a good shepherd named Jesus, who is all love, who is all grace, and who is all mercy to us. There are two words of great significance in this gospel, and they are until, and the second one is rejoice. It says, the lost is sought until it is found, which means the seeker never gives up. The seeker seeks until the lost is found. And then when it is found, there is rejoicing. Isn't that a good picture of God? A God who will not stop seeking us when we feel lost. And when we are found, it brings us joy. It is sought until it is found. Jace used to hide from me when he was staying at our house. And he thought it was the funnest game going, was to hide. And one time, that little squirt, he hid so well, I could not find him anyplace. And so I just quit. I went in and I was watching some TV. And eventually he showed up and he said to me, "You're not supposed to quit until you find me. Until you find me." God does not quit until God finds all of us with his love. So there was a farmer who had a sign in his yard. It said, "Puppies for sale, $25. A little boy came and knocked on the door and said he wanted to buy one of the puppies. The farmer gave a whistle, and around the corner of the house came 3 little puppies just running with great energy. And a little while later, a 4th puppy came around the corner, limping slowly with a deformed leg. The little boy said, "I want to buy that puppy." The farmer said, "These other puppies would be much better for you." And the little boy pulled up his pants leg, exposing an iron brace and a leather strap and a twisted leg, and said, "That puppy's going to need someone who really understands him." The farmer said, "I'll give you the puppy." And the boy said, "I will pay the 25. He is worth as much as the rest of them." The Good Shepherd comes not just seeking the strong, but also those who are limping along in this life. Jesus, like that little boy, believes that we are all worth the same. So I don't know how you come to worship today. Maybe you are just bounding with energy, I don't know. Maybe you feel like you're kind of just limping along right now. Maybe you're feeling lost in some way. The shepherd is here. The shepherd is here, and he seeks and finds us with his love. We are all worth the same to him. Amen.